Hi, I'm Saide, and today it's time to get familiar with one of the most important and fascinating, at the same time demanding and challenging professions of the world. To master this profession, the person needs to perform several actions at the same time: listening, comprehension, translation, and production. Simultaneous interpretation is a kind of skill, and the simultaneous interpreter translates into the target language as quickly as possible while the speaker is still speaking in the source language. Therefore, they need to have a focused mind which knows multitasking quite well in order to deal with several tasks at the same time. It happens at a soundproof booth within the view of the speaker and a clear audio feed from the speaker to the listeners and to their headphones. Actually, no scientific symposium, no economic or political conference can take place without the involvement of an interpreter. The way they translate determine whether the event will be a success. Wrong or inaccurate translation can cost a company's reputation, resulting in actually significant financial losses, and in the case of a country, even its prestige. Many people would agree that simultaneous interpreters do and have always done one of the most important jobs of the world, and because of this, they deserve real respect for that. Actually, there is a great and huge difference between a translator and an interpreter. One actually stays at home translating with a dictionary alone. The other jets around, meets, greets, and rubs shoulders with the clients in the flesh. Mastering multiple languages is necessary but insufficient for the translator, for the interpreter. They have no time for ponderous reflection at a conference, so they need to have a focused mind, and they need to value actually pragmatism and immediate improvisation above all else. They have to use two languages at once in both perception and production, knowing that a few seconds lag would disrupt the entire event. Now let's move to another ability of the interpreters. They have to be actually performance artists because there are live audiences. And with live audiences, they have to be perfect public speakers. So they need to and they have to adhere to being faithful to the literal sense and to the idiomatic fluency, and at the same time paying attention to striking the balance between the tone and cultural differences. So here, the importance of localization. Localization gets bolder. Why? Because the interpreter should have a good feel for what might be polite and funny in one language, and at the same time, shocking or dull in another. And also, even the slightest hints from the body language are very important. One of the most important skills that this high risk and high stress job requires is the ability to clamber out of a hole. I mean, when you forget something or when you are confronted with an unfamiliar word, you have to have the ability to get rid of that situation in a wise way. In an article in BBC's scientific section, the author says, even the most powerful computers of the world cannot perform real-time interpreting of one language to another, yet human interpreters do it quite well. He says, simultaneous interpretation is a much bigger and challenging scientific challenge than being simply a multilingual speaker. So you see that so much goes on in the brains of simultaneous interpreters that it's even hard to know where to start. This author, names and calls his article the amazing brains of interpreters, real-time interpreters, and today I'm so glad that I made you familiar with these brilliant people. Thank you. Have a nice day.